Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so if you've ever tried shopping for a mattress online, you know the paradox of choice is, well, it's very real. It can be completely overwhelming. Today, we're diving straight into the features, safety claims, and real-world customer data of a wildly popular product, the Zinus Green Tea Memory Foam Mattress. We're going to look at exactly what the manufacturer promises, and then we'll compare that directly against the documented reality from the people who actually sleep on it every single night. So why this specific mattress? Well, just look at this number, 167,901. Over 167,000 people all over the globe have actually left a rating for this thing. I mean, think about the sheer volume of that data. Why on earth have so many people taken the time to review a mattress that literally shows up vacuum sealed in a cardboard box? It really represents this massive cultural shift in how we buy our furniture now, and honestly, this product is right at the absolute forefront of it. To get to the truth, here's our game plan. 1. The bed in a box. 2. Anatomy of the mattress. 3. Certified safe and clean. 4. The wisdom of crowds. 5. Comfort and complaints. And finally, 6. The final verdict.
All right, let's jump in. Section 1. The bed in a box.
You know, the days of wrestling a giant, rigid rectangle up a narrow flight of stairs are basically gone. The setup process outlined by Zinus is remarkably simple, which is a massive part of its appeal. It shows up heavily compressed, you just unbox it, unroll it from the thick plastic packaging, and then, and this is an absolutely crucial step that we are definitely coming back to later, you have to allow 24 to 72 hours for the foam to fully decompress and expand into its actual shape before you can sleep on it. It sounds foolproof, right? But as you'll see, reality can sometimes kind of complicate the instructions.
Moving right along to Section 2, Anatomy of the Mattress.
Let's look at what's actually inside that box. The manufacturer boasts this carefully engineered 3-layer system. First up, you've got a breathable knitted polyester cover. Right beneath that is the contouring memory foam layer. That's the part designed to absorb movement, and that rests right on a durable base foam for your actual structural support. Put them all together, and they're supposed to give you a medium firm feel. Plus, they highlight this patented zoned pressure relief system. In theory, that means different areas of the bed respond differently to your body weight, whether you are a back, stomach, or side sleeper. Now here's where it gets pretty unique. The foams are actually infused with green tea extract and purified charcoal. Yeah, green tea in a mattress. The manufacturer claims this specific infusion neutralizes odors, keeping the bed fresh night after night. They do mention that a mild off-gassing smell right when you unbox it is totally normal, but they promise it typically dissipates within 24 to 48 hours. Keep that specific claim in the back of your mind, okay? Because it's going to be a huge talking point when we dig into the real user data.
Which brings us to Section 3. Certified safe and clean.
Look, you spend a third of your entire life on a mattress, so knowing what it's actually made of is a big deal. Zinus goes out of their way to highlight their safety certifications. The internal memory and base foams are CertiPUR-US certified. This is a major industry standard, basically meaning the foams are independently verified to be totally free from the nasty stuff. No ozone depleters, no heavy metals like lead or mercury, and absolutely no formaldehyde.
On top of that, the outer knitted cover holds the OEKO-TEX Standard 100 certification. Essentially, this means the fabric has been put through the ringer, rigorously tested against a massive list of over 1,000 harmful substances. So you can rest easy knowing there aren't any dangerous pesticides or allergens hiding in the material that's actually touching your skin. And this next point is absolutely crucial. If you followed mattress news lately, you know there's been some intense industry and media scrutiny around cheap mattresses and fiberglass. Well, this newer version of the Zinus mattress explicitly states it is 100% fiberglass-free. They use safe alternative materials to meet those strict fire barrier safety requirements. Honestly, that's a huge sigh of relief for anyone worried about microscopic glass fibers getting loose in their home.
All right, let's see how all this holds up in Section 4, the wisdom of crowds.
So how do all these fancy engineering and safety claims actually stack up for those 167,000 verified buyers? Looking at the high-level data, the consensus is just overwhelmingly, undeniably positive. A massive 70% of buyers gave this mattress a perfect 5 stars. Toss in another 13% giving it 4 stars, and you're looking at an 83% high satisfaction rate for a super affordable bed in a box. On the flip side, only 8% of users dropped it down to a 1-star rating. And man, when you read through those positive reviews, the enthusiasm is totally palpable. People just rave about the contouring pressure relief and the crazy value for the money. Just take Kimberly, for instance. She's a flight attendant who sleeps in hotel beds all the time, so she knows her stuff.
She enthusiastically compared this thing to the Oprah of beds, saying it was soft yet firm and even helped with her partner's back pain. I mean, the Oprah of beds? That is high praise for sure.
But to keep things perfectly objective here, we have to look at the flip side. Remember that medium firm claim from earlier? Well, firmness is wildly subjective. Plenty of users found that medium firm rating to be completely off base. Take this user, who bluntly described the bed as hard as a rock. And get this, they noted they only kept it because trying to return a fully expanded mattress is just way too much of a hassle. Fair point, right?
Let's dig a little deeper into that split in Section 5, Comfort and Complaints.
What exactly is separating those glowing 5-star experiences from the brutal 1-star reviews? When we comb through the textual feedback, some really clear patterns emerge. On one side, we've got overwhelming praise for budget-friendly comfort and deep sleep. But right next to that, juxtaposed directly against it, are these sharp, recurring criticisms about two very specific things: the smell of the mattress and the physical expansion process itself.
This is where the data gets super interesting. When the data scientists zoomed in strictly on reviews that specifically mention the words inflation or expansion, a really surprising metric popped up. Even though the overall ratings are 70% positive, when the topic of inflation is specifically brought up, the negative reports actually outnumber the positive ones. We're talking 2,031 negative mentions compared to just 1,607 positive ones.
See, the manufacturer clearly states the bed is going to expand in 24 to 72 hours. But reality, at least for a statistically significant chunk of buyers, is quite different. Dozens of critical reviews reported that the mattress literally never reached its stated thickness. They were left with these permanent, deep creases right on the corners and edges. One user painted a pretty vivid picture, saying the failure to inflate on the edges felt like having bowling alley gutters down the sides of the bed. Ouch.
And then we have to talk about the smell. Remember those innovative green tea and charcoal infusions meant to keep things fresh? Well, over 3,300 customers reported a terrible, lingering, off-gassing chemical smell right out of the box. For a lot of these users, that smell absolutely did not dissipate in the 48 hours promised by the brand, and it basically ruined their entire experience.
So, let's pull it all together. Section 6, the final verdict. What's the real takeaway here? Let's zoom out and look at the big picture we've uncovered in this explainer. The data shows a very clear story. This is a highly affordable mattress that is genuinely beloved by the vast majority of people who buy it. It's got fantastic, verified safety credentials. It's fiberglass-free, rigorously tested against harsh chemicals, the whole 9 yards. But it also comes with some statistically notable risks. If you buy this, there's a documented chance you might be dealing with some prolonged odor off-gassing or those structural expansion failures on the corners.
Ultimately, you really have to look at your own priorities here. Do the incredible price point, the overwhelmingly positive sleep experiences of the majority, and those certified clean materials outweigh the potential headaches we just looked at? So I'll leave you with this. Is the massive upfront savings worth the gamble of a potentially frustrating break-in period? That's the real question you have to answer for yourself before you hit Add to Cart. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.